When do we have a plan?
What are we
Never.
talking about NAIC?
The plan is there's never a plan.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do it.
All right, sounds good. Welcome to the Game Corner, another video game podcast. My name is Harrison. You might know me online as Robixon. I'm joined, as always, by friends and co-hosts.
Rowan, maybe not as always. I've not been here for a little bit now. This is my first episode in like 3.
No. Maybe.
I think I've skipped 2. I don't
you
know
skipped
anyway.
2. Actually, saying that out loud, I think you skipped 2.
I'm happy to be back anyway, and I am joined by
Sheldon, probably known as Captain Yanova, and we missed you there, Mr. Rowan.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I guess it has been.
I think it has been 3.
Well, 2 without Rowan. That's
Yeah.
right. But no, I said the same thing. I'm always joined by a friend and co-host.
A friend and a co-host, not necessarily from here, but
Yeah.
they are a
That's what
co-host
Mike-
somewhere.
If you're on this podcast in this recording, are you not a co-host of the? Are you not hosting the podcast? Maybe that's
It's hard to argue with that.
You're a guest, I think,
guests. Yes,
if
we
you're
can
not
have guests.
from the podcast. Yeah,
That might be true. Sorry, Mike.
but he's also a co-host, but
He's
just of another
co-host
podcast.
Of another podcast. Okay. Well, we're just breaking down the English
Tangents.
language, I guess. What's up? So, Rowan, yes, you've been gone. We missed you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's not really like fun things that I've been doing. Oh, it's kind of fun. I've been like on a work trip that was more fun than work, but still, like I've been on a plane like every weekend for the past few weekends. That's been rough.
Has it been like that? Because I know you
Every or every other. This past weekend I was not, but that's
Okay.
before that. Yeah.
Because
It's,
we were talking the other day, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gone." And I'm like, "Wait, what? I missed this."
yeah, partially the family stuff, partially work stuff, partially
Right.
I'm about to be on another one for NAIC, which I guess
We all
that's
are.
what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
is that work or fun?
I call that fun. I'm going to have to work while I'm there, which is kind of rough, but
That's true.
okay.
Don't worry, I'll probably have to work on school while I'm there. So
How are you liking the new job?
I'm a big fan of it. It's been a good time. I got to get drunk in the mountains, which was kind of cool. That was a pretty
that is
fun
pretty
time with them.
cool.
But yeah, no, I'm having a
that
good time.
job.
I don't even know. Unfortunately that's not the main duty. If it was, I might not be so good at it actually. But yeah, no, that's been good. I've been grinding out some Street Fighter. It turns out I'm really bad at this fighting game, so it's taking some time getting the hang of it.
Mr. Fighting Game over here.
I'm bad at it. It's I guess I don't know if you want to save that for the like what game you've been playing segment, but yeah, it turns out
Spoilers.
that it's really hard. Like I'm used to. Okay, so there's a company that makes fighting games called Arc System Works, and they're like not super well known, but they made Dragon Ball Fighters and they made Guilty Gear. They make like anime fighters that are just like super fast and chaotic and like stuff's all over the screen, and it's like not super hard to input stuff, but it's just like really fun. And Street Fighter is like very old school, methodical, and like you have to hit stuff within like the exact right set of frames. It's difficult. I don't know. I'm getting the hang of it slowly.
Combos.
Yeah. Well, it's like combos where if you press the button, like the right button, but a fraction of a second too early or late, just nothing will happen, and then they'll beat you. So that's sad times.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's I'm like, that is the part I enjoy about Pokemon, is that I don't have to.
There's no mechanical.
I don't have to press
skill.
buttons good. I just got to press the buttons.
yeah,
You don't have to press buttons good. You just have to press. That's a good quote.
the only thing we got to
Cool.
fight is we just got to fight Joy-Con drift every once in a while.
Yeah. I've
not even-
had Joy-Cons die on me midway through a match at a regional before.
At a regional?
And I had a spare set in my bag, and so I was like flinging off the ones attached to my Switch and attaching new ones, like, and then I had like 5 seconds to actually press the buttons.
Oh man, that's. Wait. How did it die? You're
Not for
plugged in.
battery reasons, obviously. Yeah, no, they just stopped working. It's
Oh,
kind
just
of
like
awful, actually, yeah.
actually died.
Yeah.
And
And
you
they
just
worked fine
happened-
later. Yeah.
You just happen to have a second set. That's convenient, at least.
Yeah, it was because I couldn't get my Pro controller to work on airplane mode at that time. So yeah, it
You-
was very convenient.
Did you ever get that working? Because I remember
no,
you had
no.
troubles.
Spoiler: they don't actually care if you're on airplane mode. I just thought they did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
they ostensibly do, but nobody checks.
No one checks, so you can like have it plugged in. You can like
And then-
you could look like you're in airplane
You
mode.
can, you can plug it
Yeah.
in and just connect. And
It's one of those things where like it's only a problem if everybody breaks the rule, because then you have like 1,000 Bluetooth connections within short
yeah.
distance of each other.
Okay, have you ever been in a situation where that you had so many Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connections that it was actually a problem?
No,
Yes, I have.
I'm not even convinced it's a real thing. But
No, it
yeah,
is. I promise you, it is.
I know it is with like headphones and stuff. Like, cause I've been in like, I remember being overseas. Like, I was like wearing these in the gym, and like you start getting like interference
Oh wow.
from other
So-
people's like, yeah.
You can do that. I've had Bluetooth interference. Actually, I've had the most Bluetooth interference with like headphones I've had was like I had earbuds at work, and like every time I'd go to use the microwave, that would cause interference. Made no sense to me, and it was only this like specific microwave.
Microwaves put off some. They probably had like a leak.
They put off microwaves.
Yes, so it probably had like some kind of like leak.
Yeah, but I guess
like the
wouldn't-
radiation's getting out.
I
The
wouldn't
Game
have
Corner
thought
attempts to do science.
we could science.
I
But
have enough knowledge of it to be dangerous. So
That's the fun part. And then in my 3 living situations ago, I lived in an apartment that was so like it was crowded enough that everyone had a Wi-Fi signal, and you had so much Wi-Fi collision interference, whatnot. Like I had to hardwire my whole house. I got like the little switch. I got a USB A to Ethernet dongle for my Switch. It was so bad, like I couldn't download games or play online. It was bad. But yeah, so it is a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I do not condone this, but I may or may not have done it once or twice or.
yeah, because I remember
Okay.
I could get my Pro controller to like connect and everything in that like short little time. I just said screw it.
Yeah.
If the majority of people are doing it right, should be good.
It's fine if some of us don't. For what it's worth, I tried to do it right, and Nintendo's
didn't
hardware
work.
doesn't work. Like I enabled the right setting, and it still didn't work. So
Have you played with
yeah,
it
screw
outside of the regional setting, like at home,
Yeah,
trying to get it to
I
work?
mean, but by Bluetooth, like
No, I
okay,
mean like
so-
trying to get
no,
the wire.
No, because you can't because they're gonna say the Switch doesn't allow you to go on airplane mode if you're in a regular dock. It only allows it on those like docks that keep the screen available. Try it.
You
Like try to turn
could.
airplane mode on while you're attached to your TV. It'll tell you can't.
Or don't attach it to the dock and then just USB-C to USB-C your controller.
Directly into the bottom of the Switch. I've never tried that. Maybe it would work.
Oh,
Game Corner attempts to do science. Hold on, my Switch is within reach.
It's technically science word. Trial and error.
Actually,
Anyway, how about that NAIC?
I don't have a controller on me. Never mind.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. Okay, so we're all gonna be there, which is cool.
Yeah.
What
If
day are
nothing
y'all
else,
getting there?
even if we, I think I'm getting there Wednesday.
Thursday
evening.
for me.
Yeah, I'll be there Thursday.
Yeah,
What-
I'm
do you know
getting
what
there
time you
Wednesday
get in?
evening because I need to work Thursday.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I think I get in at I want to say like 10, 11 a.m.
Oh, you're early. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna be late. We show up at like, I think we land at 4.
You're gonna have to be there in the morning to sign up then, friendo.
When does it close?
Usually like 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, it's about 6ish.
I thought it was the Pokemon Center had reservations, so if you didn't catch
Until
that,
pretty late, actually.
until
Yeah,
6:30. At least,
You might be,
if
if
not
you
later.
go directly there and skip the Airbnb, you might be able to pull it off.
I think that might be our plan too.
Yeah.
We'll see when we actually land because we're flying Spirit.
I almost like I could have gotten like on a
So
Spirit
I'll
flight.
see you Friday morning then.
Ooh,
Yeah.
don't say that.
I almost got your flight, I think, because there's one. It flew from here in Greenville, South Carolina, down to Orlando to Spirit up to Ohio. It was
Okay.
cheap. It was cheap,
It is cheap.
but I was
But
not
you're,
one.
but you're better than that. You're worth more than that.
It was
my
like a
friend.
12-hour travel time. I was like, no.
That sucks.
No,
don't do that.
I want the shortest flight for the cheapest. Like,
Hey,
as few hours as I think because I think my
part of
travel
us
time's
being
like
in the
4 hours.
geriatric leagues is that we get to like treat ourselves a little bit, you know.
Or you fly Spirit and save money. That's the money that I didn't spend on like Delta or United or Southwest or whatever to get there.
We'll buy you one night of Korean barbecue.
Will buy me Korean barbecue and plushies, and that's it. Actually, after that, then I'm back into net negatives.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be fun, and everything's happening a day earlier means that Saturday and like the only finals on Sunday means we're gonna get to like go out and see everybody Saturday night. It'll be good.
I'm excited for that.
Except for being in the finals, they don't have to worry about that. But.
Sure, yeah, that's gonna be a problem for some of us, but probably.
All right. Over under. Which of us is getting into finals?
Probably two of us, I would think, right?
That's how that would have to work.
Probably an all Game Corner finals.
No, that wouldn't be the biggest branding opportunity ever.
Oh, that'd be so good. Oh, I should start practicing.
You have a team yet?
I have ideas.
Okay. That's where it starts.
Yeah, that's where it starts. Yeah, no, we'll see. I have.
I found some cool rain teams on ladder that were ranked pretty highly. If you, I don't know if they're EVs, but I stole their open sheet, so
I'll take them. Absolutely. Sure. When do I say no? I don't want team ideas. I don't stop looking at team ideas until the night until like 11:30 the night before.
Until registration closes.
Actually, yeah, that's true. At Milwaukee, Kevin and I were like, "Oh, we can get up at 7:30 and still change our teams if we wanted to."
Bad idea.
No, bad idea.
Are you still a Palafin train?
Okay,
Passenger?
I was for prepping for Milwaukee. I was testing Azu Rain and Palafin Rain. There's two different teams.
I do think Azu's better these days. I got to be honest with you.
I know. It hurts, and I was doing well with Azu, but I did not play enough to, I think, get the matchups that I wanted, and like to understand the matchups like I wanted to, and it was painful to not have like play rough or something, and the switch out like it's fast. Azu setup is fast,
and then it doesn't need setup. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did just send you a Palafin team. It's pretty good. I think that like Rain is still pretty solid, even if God, it's been so hard to focus on Reg C when everybody's showing off all these cool Reg D mods. Like all I want in the world.
Reg D, I am ready for Reg D. I'm ready to get NAIC over with and get on to something new.
I'm gonna have more fun with I'm gonna have fun with the event at NAIC, but I am so sick of Reg C at this point. Like,
yeah,
I agree.
I want to play with Tornadus so badly.
I really feel like Regulation C has gone on longer than any other regulation, which might actually be true.
Yes, in Scarlet and Violet, you're 100% correct.
Oh yeah.
Has it been 3 months of this?
3 months.
And then the others were 2.
Yes, I believe that's right.
Yeah. And there's just been I feel like there's been so many events in Reg C.
Like I would have rather just kept Series 1 like the whole time. Like
1 should have had another month. I think having played all of it, 2 was really good. I don't know if 1 is better than 2 because I never got to play it beyond the first month or 2. I was having a lot of fun on ladder.
And we didn't
after
really get
San Diego.
We didn't get a lot with it. You got San Diego, and that was pretty much it for 1, right? Like
at least in the U.S., yeah. If you went off to Europe, you could have another one. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like Series 1 could have turned out super degenerate. I think a lot of people thought that it was very Dondozo centric, but like Dondozo didn't win the only regional with it.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
true.
Yeah, it could have used some time to kind of flesh out.
Yeah,
like
all these
formats.
It could have turned out terrible for all we know, but like we never got to find out. It was really fun while it was happening. I think Series 2 has been the best format we've had so far.
I agree.
Yes.
But only because it had the time to develop and it was less centralized than Reg C.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think that right now Reg C is like very centralized and like a solved format?
I wouldn't call it solved so much as like there are a handful of archetypes that it's centralized around, and it's just very volatile. Like there's a ton of stuff that just nukes everything on the field and also is kind of inaccurate and like kind of coin flippy as well. I think there's a lot of lot of 50-50 kind of scenarios. Not true 50-50s, like
Sure.
really smart players will recognize the technically better option to go for, but
I mean, let's be real. Most common, it's like 20-80. Looking at you, Iron Bundle.
yeah, well, yeah. Accuracy aside, yeah, I think like most of the matches I've looked at for myself, like because I do try to review my replays, and when I do is like, well, what went wrong here? And the answer is, oh, I could have made a better play on this turn, but the play I made also covered a viable play they could have made. So I mean,
That's tough.
I think that's just
I
that's
feel
just
like
the
you
format too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I could work myself into situations where that wasn't as much the case in Reg B, and that might be just like the type of teams I'm playing now too. I've like gone full hyper offense at this point, so maybe I've like put myself in that situation.
yeah, your margins for error kind of lessen.
Yeah,
The more
but
hyper
turns out
offense
Great
you get.
Tusk actually pretty scary again. I've been like back on that Sash Great Tusk train, and
It is.
Oh yeah.
it does damage. Like a lot of this, there's a lot of
A
teams
lot of the
running
ground
like
types.
King Gambit plus Iron Hands has become a thing. I ran that myself at Hartford, and turns out Great Tusk makes that a really sad combination,
Yeah.
especially when everybody's
Sure.
going like pure damage with like Terra Dark King Gambit, and they don't get burned on Iron Hands. They like set up Terrafire, and it's like I'm gonna headlong you either way.
Yep.
Yeah, I also see this this team you sent me is Terra Dark, Black Glasses, King Gambit on a range.
Okay, I gotta tell you, it's actually stupid. It's
That's pretty.
like Black Glasses King Gambit. I wish I'd gotten on that train earlier than I did.
Sure.
That's what I ran at Hartford. But if you get a Swords Dance up, nothing resists you. There is nothing in the format that doesn't like. If anything you hit neutrally, it's an Oko with priority.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
And it's on a bulky mon, and you can put a
Yeah.
Mungus next to it and heal it up. Like,
Yep. Scary, scary friends. Yeah, I'm gonna run this team tonight. Anyway, yeah. So, Sheldon, how goes your prep?
It's going. You know what doesn't care about your Great Tusk is
is it
Squawkabilly.
a parrot?
It is a parrot. It does not care
Well,
at all about your Great Tusk.
I am currently testing Ice Spinner, so it might care a little bit. But is
Hey,
it normal
Ice
Normal
type?
Great Tusk.
Huh?
Isn't it normal type as well?
Yeah, it's normal type as well.
Okay, so it takes neutral from close combat.
Yeah. I got to get some Intimidates down. I run it pretty bulky though, so
Okay, that's
I
fair,
usually
that's
can take the one to get a parting shot off, and
I do have a very important.
but that's one thing. That's the one thing. Like I'm having trouble with the team building aspect. Everything I want to run, because I was talking earlier before we started, is it's like everything I want to run is weak to ground, and Garchomp
unless it's flying.
Garchomp and Great Tusk though are major problems.
Yeah. And
Like,
you pretty
that you
much have
have
to
to account
determine
for.
whether you want like bulk and speed or raw power, because Garchomp's attack stat is very good, but its moveset does not nuke things nearly as well as Great Tusk. Like
It doesn't have Headlong Rush. Imagine if it got Headlong Rush.
Two
That'd be
stab base 120 moves that have 100% accuracy is actually wild. So like
Yeah.
that, like they both
Despite
have their advantages
drawbacks.
for sure. Yeah. And then the drawbacks are that you lose defenses, and if I'm running Focus Sash, I don't care that I'm losing defenses. You were taking me down to 1 anyway.
Oh,
Like,
are you Focus Sash?
I'm running Focus Sash.
I'm
now,
sorry.
yeah.
I was thinking Scarf this whole time.
Scarf is the normal set. That's what's been
Yeah.
popularized recently. But I've been trying my luck going back to Sash.
Scarf can come back and bite you on it.
Do
I
you-
feel like a lot of times.
Are you fast enough with Sash?
Don't really need to be.
Tailwind is a thing. Iron
Yeah.
Bundle's a thing. You can definitely play around it. It's more just like end game stuff is very nice with it, because if you preserve
Sure.
that for the end, then they have to take a minimum of 1, if not 2,
Right.
Yeah.
stab base 120 moves from a mon with base 130 attack or something like that. Like,
With base stupid attack, yes.
yeah.
Do you have a very important question, Rowan? Do you have a bird on your team?
Talonflame, yeah.
Sweet.
Excellent.
We all got birds.
Yeah, it's like I think their whole Airbnb is gonna have birds.
Me and Mike have a competition of who
Is
has
Mike
the
also
best worst.
squawkabillying?
No, he
No,
is Oricorio. So we have the Bad
That
Bird
is
Squad.
a combination of the worst birds. Yeah.
And Becca's thinking about Halucha.
Hey, that's better than
I
probably
don't
several
think
hours.
I don't think Kevin or Bruno are doing.
Oh, so they're not
birds.
sleeping in the Airbnb
Oh wait,
then.
no, they're doing.
I think they're doing Hard
Yeah.
Trick Room. Yeah,
They're in Hard
That's
Trick Room. There's no
spoilers,
bird there.
Everybody knew that. It's just I won't give away team secrets.
Yeah, we've said nothing that anyone couldn't guess.
And one of the nice things though, anyways,
There's
it's open
also,
team sheets,
Yeah.
so that doesn't really matter.
If I don't give away EV spreads, it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Right.
I'm also I keep always falling back to mouse ape too every time I do anything.
It's good. It's good. Mouse ape is one of those things that I hate playing as and against.
Yeah,
because we're talking 50-50s.
Yeah,
it is
mouse
the
ape is a
50-50
50-50
composition.
Yeah.
Like
it's if you choose wrong, like I win or I lose, or if I choose wrong,
exactly.
I lose. Like
Yeah.
so
You
it
get
puts a lot of
fun coin
pressure on that.
flips.
especially because
But-
they cover like there's follow me with it's a ghost type next to a normal mon with follow me.
I've
but the
changed
normal
that
one
on mine, though.
might Terra to ghost as well.
Yeah, well, I've changed my Terra though on my mouse hold. I've been running fairy because that really goes against people's natural, like what they're gonna hit into it.
Yeah, it still protects you from fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's usually like as soon as I get those fighting types away, like it works pretty good. That and Thunderwave. Thunderwave is my friend.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think what bothers me about Reg C is that the mons in it, the mons that we like, not just it isn't just Ruin mons to be fair, but like Paradox and Ruin mons I think are on par with the stuff we're getting in home. Like Landorus, Zapdos, Urshifu, all that stuff. Those
Yes.
are all very strong mons, but the ones we already have are also really strong, but there's only a handful of them.
And now we're just getting a
Whereas
lot
like
more
when
of those.
we get home, we're gonna just have a larger selection of stuff to build with that is quite good. Whereas like it's kind of the usual suspects. Like I'm not usually the one to complain that like people aren't using low tier mons. I want people to use good stuff, but there's only so much good stuff available right now,
Yeah.
and we're just kind of stuck in that. Like the fact that we're using Murkrow as a tailwind setter still is just absurd. Like
Yep.
Tornadus is going to change the game, and we don't even have Whimsicott yet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Whimsicott. I think we've seen that revealed for DLC or in some promotional material.
I think it's going to be one of the DLCs. Yeah.
I think
and they
it's the
showed
second
it.
one, which is sad, but
Yeah.
still,
But I mean, as is, I'll take it. Covert Cloak Torn is still fantastic.
yeah, it'll be. I do think Torn might win that placement on teams, but
Just because of these new storm moves.
Yeah,
and
The storm
that's
moves
really
are
about
great.
those.
let alone when Kyogre comes back and you're just gonna get
Oh,
to
gosh.
spam Bleak Wind Storm on turn 1.
oh
Yeah.
man, give me my good rain teams, please and thank
Give
you.
me my fish, my whale.
I want my
Yeah,
fish.
it's going to be
My
disgusting.
whale's on the little shelf behind me.
Oh, I see them. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
get
it's
a
gonna-
Kyogre plush.
I'm not looking forward. That's going to be wild. Those metas are like
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
they're going to be
I'm
insane.
I'm super looking forward to it. So, are we brushed over talking like planning or prep for NAIC kind of, and then immediately went back to Regulation D.
Might tell you what our priorities are here.
What do we want to talk about this podcast? We're only almost halfway in. Yeah, I agree. I'm super.
We are in a
looking
bit of a
forward-
dry spell on Pokemon stuff, unfortunately. Like
Well,
Yeah.
Well, we had a super like like last week. We were so packed with regionals and so
yeah,
much
unfortunately I
stuff,
missed that.
and then nothing.
I have been watching having VODs is absolutely fantastic for that stuff. I think that Pokemon is one of those games that is infinitely better to watch after the fact.
That's probably true. I mean,
The viewer experience can be a little lacking. Like if you watch
Yeah,
it, just
I don't
full
just
because
switch. I don't just
the
skip ad
downtime.
breaks. I use the 10-second skip button to skip
Yes.
like the time they're even spending determining their turns. Like I
Oh,
don't care to
sure,
see
yeah.
you like skipping over your moves. I just
Yeah,
especially when some of the players we see at these regionals are spastically going between everything, like all their options and
oh
thinking
gosh,
and
and
trying
backing
to,
out, backing out.
Oh, it hurts.
I could be like that because I would accidentally probably like click A and you'd be like, "Whoops, didn't mean to do that." And I'm locked in. It's not showdown.
I'm wondering if there's some logic to that, right? Like, because I'll see them do that, and they'll like, there is a move that they're choosing for Mon 1 every single time, and then Mon 2 they're changing it up, and then they go back, but they reselect the
I
same
think
move for
it's-
Mon 1 every time.
There is a little thing you could be doing. You could be watching your opponent's fingers press, especially if they're not on a pro controller. You could
Not on
technically-
stream. On stream, you guys are separated by
Yeah,
like, a
you are
massive
separated.
table.
But maybe it's
And,
just
like-
habit at that point.
But how seriously are people taking it if that's a concern?
Look, you can tell if someone terras
Yeah.
if they use the R bumper.
Oh, easily, because yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Okay, but
never
like,
do that. Don't do that in a regional.
I'm gonna be straight up. I look at people when they're playing. Like
If I see you hit that R button, I'm like,
not just that. It's like if I see you like press your buttons real quick and then sit back, I'm gonna assume you made the very obvious play.
yeah.
okay, that is one thing, and I think that's true. But like sitting there and like trying to map out, like, okay, they went
there's
down
no way you
twice,
can know. Your open team
right?
sheet
Like-
does not. No, your open team sheet does
No,
not
yeah.
have to mirror your move order. So
It does not.
There's no way to tell that.
But like, I'll give you the like if they go really fast and get it done quickly and then move
Or
on.
if they tap the bumper, I will purposely tap the bumper like 3 times at the beginning of a turn just to like
Yeah, just
throw people off if I
I've
don't
done that.
have a pro controller. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on pro controller, so I'm actually always playing like below the table, which is nice. But oh man, that people are weird, yo.
I mean, you get that stuff in card games all the time. That's why people shuffle the
That's true.
cards constantly. You know,
Yeah,
people just have
that's
so
true.
many weird things that they do just to try and get an
obscure-
edge. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, it is a competitive game, so anything to reduce some competitive advantage. What are we thinking? So NAIC is like 2 weekends away. We actually have another episode between now and NAIC. So you think that we're having a tough time deciding what to talk about this week? Next week's gonna be fun too. But we
maybe
have.
we need
I'm
to
gonna
do
be traveling the day that we're supposed to record. Honestly, like,
Oh, are you traveling Tuesday?
yeah. Oh no, Wednesday. Oh, we're gonna record Tuesday. Oh yeah, it is Tuesday today, huh?
It is.
That's how that
Tuesday
works.
today.
Yeah, we caught you off guard this time. Spoilers. I was like, hey, 7:30 Tuesday. Does that work? And then we're all like, yeah, that works. And then we're like, Rowan, where are you? And he's like, oh, that's today. Oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh, so okay, NAIC is the end of the the end of the regional season, kind of, right? Like we had
Yeah.
the last regional was Fresno, but like in the region, in the North
America.
American region,
Yep.
we have Internets. That's the last competition. We have Worlds coming up in August. Are you going to Worlds, Rowan?
No, I'm not. I thought I was going to go as a spectator, and then I realized that I did not even enter the lottery. That I was
Oh
supposed to
no,
enter.
really?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
way they
so-
did tickets is a mess. So
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunate for sure.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, so none of us are going to Worlds. So we're like, I don't think any of our friends are going to Worlds. Of our pseudo tight knit circle. So NAIC is the end of the season for us. What do you think? Just a quick check the pulse. What do you think you're playing Showdown right now, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Okay. What do you think the next season is going to be? Like, do you think it's going to start in September? Like, do you think you'll have a regional right away? What do you think's what do you think's going to happen?
well, they usually have the challenge
won also, by the
after
way.
Worlds.
Yeah, it'll so Worlds will be in Reg D,
That
and then there'll be a
special
challenge,
event.
Yes.
and then the special event at Worlds will also be in Reg D.
Right.
And
Do
then
you have to have a spectator pass to go to that? Probably,
yeah,
right?
you
Okay.
can't. You need a spectator pass to get in the building. Playing
Oh,
out.
I guess that makes sense.
I think I think you have to sign up for that though. It's like its own separate thing. If I remember how London was.
Do you? I don't know if you register at the venue or not, but yeah, it's.
Oh, sure.
It's
I
unfortunate.
know
Yeah,
I know Mr. Neilio played in it. I don't know if he had to have a spectator pass or what.
Yeah, I was willing to spend the extra money to get there for Worlds specifically, but it costs an arm and a leg to go to Japan on late notice. So it's like we will just go at a whatever it suits us and pay a reasonable amount to go. It's like you should pay like anywhere from like $800 to $1,000 a person, like round trip, and it was going to be like $2,000 to $3,000 a person for us.
It is not that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
brutal.
even that cheap. Like if you get $8,000 to $1,000, that is dirt cheap prices for Japan. You
That's
should
like,
get
it's a deal. If you like put on flight alerts, you'll get that.
So, like, Becca and I are planning a trip to Japan in March, and I think we're stuck at like 15, 18 for flights. It sucks.
Jeez.
We had good flights for 2023, but then COVID was still happening, so
feel like-
Japan was still shut down.
I feel like that's not the worst though for that far of a trip because
No, it's kind of average for
Yeah,
like
when I
at least
worked-
those flights.
I'm trying to remember. I think when I worked in Afghanistan, I always had to fly out of Dubai. And I think my round trips were around 1,500.
Dubai is a
sure.
little
From that-
like we go to
Yeah, I
India
mean,
relatively
it's-
frequently. Like it always
It's a good bit closer than Japan, but
yeah. Japan is apart from Australia, it's about as physically far as you're going to be
Yeah.
able to get
Yep.
it's a long
From-
trip to Japan.
from the East Coast, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. By the way, yeah, they're gonna have the Open at Japan, which is the first time you can qualify for CP for the following year.
Yeah, but we don't have regional
We don't.
announced beyond Worlds. Like there will be more this year. Like the season
But
will
they'll-
straight up
they'll
start
announce it.
afterwards. Yeah, it'll probably be announced at Worlds. So we don't know if the first proper regional will be like in Reg D or something after that.
I'm trying
I
to
hope
think.
so.
I would guess it. I would hope so because I'd love to play one in
Right.
Reg D. But I suspect we're going to be hitting DLC pretty shortly after Worlds.
Yeah.
Right, so it's gonna be a month of Reg D, and then Worlds, and then maybe another regional, like maybe one.
Because what you also have to remember is that at this point in the year, with Swish, the first year of Swish, we already had Isle of Armor.
DLC.
Yes.
It was
we did.
already out.
Yep.
We
Yep,
got
yep.
Crown Tundra a little later, but Isle of Armor was already out for at this point in the year. So
That's when we had the Players Cup. and
they're
that
probably
changed
delayed
everything.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I do hope it's because they're taking their time with it and not because they just delayed it for Worlds. But either
Yeah.
way,
Ooh, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
do you ever
Okay.
see someone on Showdown that you're like, I don't normally care if I win or lose, but I really can't lose to someone with this name?
Is it appropriate to say on the pod?
It's not literally a swear, I guess.
Not,
One of them's just a medical term. So shout out to you if this is you, if this is this person. They're actually like they've never been mean to me, they've never been rude or anything, but they're called the Perennium Falcon, and I can't deal with that. I can't lose the Perennium Falcon.
Okay, you know, that's fair. That's very fair. Gotta. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one. Can't be
To
that
my
upset.
knowledge, I've actually never dropped a game to them because I see them very frequently, and it's like not this person again. Absolutely not.
Okay, you were just before recording. No. Beginning of the podcast, you were saying one of the two. Time has no meaning to me. You were saying you're forcing yourself to play Showdown.
I am. Look, okay, I was at work, like in my office, typing code until 3 minutes before I got into
yes.
the podcast thing, and I'm going to be in raid night within like 15 minutes after we stop recording. So
That's
yes,
a good
I am
point.
forcing myself.
That's a fair point. Okay, is that your office? Like, are you sitting?
This
where
is
you
not
work?
my office. This is the game room.
Okay, so you do have separate like.
Yeah.
When I worked from home, my like separation of play area and my computer here and my work computer was about 4 feet. I have
Yeah,
a desk
so
right over
my-
there you can't see.
My wife works in the game room, and I don't really care about the distinction. It's more just that working from
Sure.
home means you're on calls, and we mostly just have to shout over each other.
Yeah, okay, that's also very fair. For the very brief time where we did that same thing, and we were in this office, it was terrible. So we quickly made Becca a new office.
The whole pandemic, Panera, Perennium, whatever, was it was rough.
Ooh, good callback. Good callback. Okay. I can't be mad at that.
I didn't get to enjoy any of that work from home stuff. I had to go into work every day.
You physically do things for work. That's
I
why
know.
we code. We can do
know.
code from home.
I'll
You
be
should
there.
have been lazier.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That's a
That's
fair
why I'm
point.
going to school, so I can work from home.
Did Rowan? Did you watch any of Summer Games Fest
No idea. What's coming out?
of not E3?
Yeah, it's like I saw
fake
E3
E3.
was canceled forever and just didn't bother.
Okay, it was okay. So, Pokemon done. So
What's
Apparently-
coming out?
E3 is not done, according to E3. If
It's
you
just
ask,
being renamed Summer Games Fest.
no, it's a completely different company. E3 is theoretically going to come back according to E3, but according to everyone else in the industry, they're like, nah, E3 is dead, yo.
Okay, so E3 can choose to come back, but all these companies have to choose to
go to
spend-
E3.
To go
it's
to
actually it's actually a massive pain because they have to like alter their entire dev schedules to have some stupid demo ready for
Yeah.
this thing that most people don't bother watching anymore because I'll just watch the Nintendo Direct when it comes out or whatever.
So that's what a lot of
direct
people
style
have
thing.
done, right? So people like the companies are still using the cycle of this time to do things. So we're recording this Tuesday. Tomorrow there's a Nintendo Direct. And then 2 weeks ago we had Summer Game Fest, which is like it's Jeff Keighley, the guy who does Game Awards. He's been doing Summer Games Fest now as well. And some companies actually piled on and said, "Hey, this is the E3 time. We're used to it. People are expecting trailers and this big event. Let's do things around it." Even though a lot of it wasn't necessarily at Summer Game Fest, they still had like their big presentations at the same time. So like, yeah, E3 started this, but E3 is dead, and everything like the new generation is taking over, which is great.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in it, like, because if you do software too, right? Like you want to
Yes.
release demos and stuff when they're ready, like at
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
it is like if we run into a snag and something's broken and I need a month to fix it, I want to show you the thing in a month. I don't want to like come up with some way to fake it being ready today.
No, I do hardly agree, and I think the problem with that, wouldn't I as a human, I as a person, I do not care if you have a problem with your product, right? I mean, even like when I was a team lead for my old job, and like I was still working with someone, and they're like, "Hey, I'm working on this ticket, this feature, whatever. I got a snag." I'm like, "Cool. I need to see something right now so I can report it up. Just tell me what it is and be like, explain."
But if the answer is
Everything.
it's broken and doesn't work, and I don't even know how it's going to work yet.
Okay, that's different. Then you don't show anything.
That's how games are. Like that's
For
how software
some-
is in general. Like
There's give and take, right? There is good practice where you can at least revert some stuff and show.
that's if the thing already exists. These people are making brand new games from scratch. If I don't have the thing ready for you, it's not ready, and I can fake it. I can make it like I
Oh.
guess in their case it's like make a CG video of this thing. Even that's a lot of work. Like
No, if that's the case, yeah, don't do anything, right? But if you can show
but
even
E3
like,
doesn't care about your development problems. They say we are on June
Yeah.
or July, whatever, and
Correct.
like if you're
You
not
better show
ready,
up.
you can
So- not show up,
on
and
a
that's
live.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Like yeah, exactly. Like they're not a fan of that.
But these companies also like they know that's coming, so they'll say, "Hey, we're gonna have a internal demo, like 3 months out, and show that, and then have that build ready," right? So there are things around it that you can manage that situation. Only show what you want to show because you have, hey, I have these game features are done and ready. We're not going to show the unfinished stuff, but we can at least do a good presentation with this.
Yeah.
And it's all marketing, right? The whole point
Yeah,
of
100%.
E3 is
Well,
marketing.
that's how you end up with like presentations that are just a title screen, like Metroid Prime 4 coming.
I was going to
one
say that.
day. Like,
Hey, do you know that Metroid Prime 4 trailer is 6 years old?
trailer is extremely generous, but I get what you're
Sorry,
saying. Yeah.
announcement.
Yeah, the announcement.
And then, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, they scrapped it and started anew.
Yeah, and I respected them for that, but it's been 3.5, 4 years. I like at this point,
That-
if it's not like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom tier kind of stuff, I think people are gonna be disappointed.
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely. After that long, that's one thing I feel like Nintendo does fairly well. It's like they're like, nope, it's taking us longer.
Any part
Anything-
of Nintendo that's not Pokemon, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't count that. I don't count Pokemon with Nintendo though,
Because it's not Nintendo developers.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
Like Nintendo developers, like they keep things under lock and key and like put out a good product compared to.
And
I think that's one good thing, like with no E3, because like why don't all these companies just do like Nintendo? You don't need a E3, I don't think.
I think the
in this day
festival's
and
fun.
age.
Like
It
it's
is,
definitely
but-
really cool for us as consumers, but like
oh yeah, it's 100% a show for the fans, right?
Yeah, but
Like-
it's not something everyone gets to go to either. No, it's still limited.
So there's I listen to a bunch of different things, so I still second, third, fourth, fifth hand talking, but like a lot of the people like the press who've gone to E3 and who went to like Summer Game Fest and like all this stuff, like E3 got so bad in the last like decade, 5 years, whatever, because they opened it to the public. So whenever that happened, I think
Yeah.
maybe
So it
the
used
last
to just
3
be
of them.
press, right? It was
Right.
just a press thing. Yeah.
And so Summer Game Fest, this one was just press, and like the showcase floor or whatever was just press. So you can go from like thing to thing really fast. You can have your appointments. You don't have to rush. Like, it was apparently really nice for them. And then they do their job and then say, hey, consumers, this is, here's our take on everything, whatever.
But it's not something
content of that,
but I mean, like, in this day and age, they can just send the press person a copy, like, in their email and say, hey,
they could
try
do
this
that
out.
too.
Like,
Okay,
yeah, it's just
we're-
not.
we're
We're getting very
Just-
meta. Was there something at this show that was like good? Did you see like were there good games?
Meta is fun. Except for Facebook, that died. Okay, good games and stuff. I should have made a list. So the big thing that came out of the weekend, I think, was like Starfield, right? So the new Bethesda game. Really? Sheldon, do you know what this is?
Starfield?
Yeah.
Star Citizen?
No.
Ever?
It sounds
Star
like something
Citizen-
that is getting in
Star
the way of Elder
Citizen's
Scrolls
probably
6.
dead.
It sounds like something
It's
they
been
should have
dead.
stopped doing so that they can make Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, so that's the next thing. Now that this is done, Elder
sure.
Scrolls 6 is finally
Sure, I
starting.
believe you.
Yeah, sure. You're right. You're very right.
At this point, they're pretty much George R. R. Martin. Like,
I mean, the thing is, Bethesda does like a thing at a time.
Yeah.
And like they announced that they're doing Elder Scrolls 6, so they probably had like super initial planning, and they're like, let's make a title screen. Let's pull a Metroid Prime 4. And then
what do you think the difference between the release of Skyrim and Fallout 3 was?
Oh, I don't know.
Like
What
a
was
few
it?
years?
We can find out. We can figure this out live. Because Skyrim was 2011?
Yeah,
Is it
I was
that
in
old?
sophomore year of college.
Oh yeah,
Is
it's
that-
ancient.
Gee, I didn't realize it was that old.
Fallout 3 was 2008.
So
3
3 years.
That's 3 years.
I
Dang.
demand my Elder Scrolls 6 after 3 years.
I mean, to be fair, what has Bethesda put out so far? Fallout 4. When did 4 come out?
2015.
So that was 4 years. So 2015. Yeah. To Starfield was 8, but Starfield, it is also their first new thing, which is cool.
Is
We'll
it
give them that.
New
is it
IP.
Skyrim in space, or is it like
I mean, define Skyrim in space. Like,
is it an open world explorable game in space,
yes,
like RPG?
it's
Oh,
RPG.
I have.
No, it
I have
has-
heard about it. I think I've heard about this game. Yeah.
It very clearly has Bethesda DNA. Like, looking
Okay.
at the game, it looks like a Bethesda game. I can't wait to see the wild bugs that come out of this.
Isn't it the one where it has like randomly generated like universe, basically? Like
So
each world is its own thing. I
So
think?
it's interesting, right? So No Man's Sky was
Yeah.
people were drawing a lot of comparisons to No Man's Sky. It's neat because No Man's Sky is procedurally generated. You have a gazillion, however many billions of planets you can go to in that game. That infinite, who knows? Not me. But for Starfield, they're like, this is 1,000 planets. Some of them are handcrafted, and then the majority of them
Okay.
are going to be procedurally generated, both in like what the planet is. So you can, like, 2 players can go to the same planet and it would look similar, but might not be the exact same. And then the encounters and events and like the buildings and like civilizations, whatever you can find on the planets, are randomly generated. Both for like you have random quests, random things. Like you can have 2 different experiences on the same planet with 2 different save files, basically.
Okay.
That's
I
what I
do
thought.
like the idea of something being like just crafted,
Yeah.
though. For like a little bit of
Yeah.
randomness is totally cool to like have.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, the thing that I've realized a lot while playing like Tears of the Kingdom is like I'm probably never going to replay this game. I'm going to go through the story once. I'm going to mess around with all the systems for a while after that, and then I'm going to put it on my shelf and probably not boot it up like maybe forever or maybe for
Yeah.
like 5 years or something. Like
The
No Man's Sky never appealed to
replayability-
me.
The replayability isn't there especially for like Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I can see that. Like it's
There's
But-
just so much good like crafted with love right now content in Tears of the Kingdom, and
Yes.
I don't need 1,000 hours of procedurally generated dungeons, like because I'm gonna quit after the first 100 hours at best.
correct. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And some people love that stuff though too. So I mean, I get it, and that gives it a little bit of just I guess variance on your playthrough. So it's not scripted in the same thing every time.
yeah.
So you can go back and things are going to be different. So
It seems like the kind of thing like someone who wants to play a competitive game, they're playing a single player game the way that people play competitive games. And it's just like, I want to do this same thing over and over and over again for years and years at a time.
I mean, people have like done that though, right? Like,
well, I mean,
there's
strategy
wrong.
games, I guess, almost like Civ 6. You know, you can boot up
Civ
the
6,
same game, but it's not
but
going to be the same.
Civ 6 is like super complex chess, right? Like it's the
Yes.
same game. Like
It
it's
is
going to play out
actually-
differently every time. It's competitive.
It is competitive, yeah, I
at
was
its
gonna say
core,
that.
right? Yeah.
But like
It's
an
not
RPG.
like it'd be like someone who plays Skyrim for 20 years, like.
Wow, it's the same company.
Yeah,
They had
exactly.
the same idea, right? Like,
Well, Skyrim is not procedurally generated, right? 20 years is a little long for that, or let's make it Morrowind then. Like Elder
Sure.
Scrolls, some single player RPG is like you want to play that forever, despite like it has 5 years of content in it at most if you're like weirdly pushing
Yeah.
the boundaries and breaking glitches and stuff.
that is fair. But like, so if you can have like, there's benefit to having. Again, so like Starfield's doing like half, like part of it is crafted like with love and actually like handcrafted, made, whatever, and then a different part of it is procedurally generated. I can't imagine. I'm sure someone will, because the internet exists and people want fun clout, to go to every single of the 1,000 planets, right?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna try.
Doable,
Yeah.
I imagine.
That sounds like like unless it's like the easiest thing in the world to do, which then it takes, I feel like, the magic.
No, there's
Fun out of
there's
it.
going to be a triple to quadruple digit number of people in the world who put themselves through that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There were
There's
people
always
on
that- there
like
was
day
someone.
1 or 2 of Tears of the Kingdom who had full battery without knowing the duping glitch. Like,
Yeah.
there are
People
some.
will no life this game, and
Yeah.
it'll be fun to see what comes out of it. But still, like, and people can play it for a long time. Plenty of stuff for it. Either way, it does look really cool. I can also see where people are gonna complain about stuff, right? Like, how is the story gonna be for going to a bunch of planets and all this fun stuff? Who knows? I'll let you know later because I'll probably play it. It looks good. Looks fun.
Yeah,
Looks
I
very
will say,
pretty.
like, I haven't had like this might just be like me being a little bitter because I just don't have the. It might be time, it might be attention span. Like I still haven't bought Diablo 4 despite like really wanting to try it. I've just been like so hard into Street Fighter, like with the little time I have, I guess, right? But
Yeah, it's
Right.
fair. As we get older, I feel like, you know, what you can focus on to play just gets less
yeah,
and less.
yeah,
and-
that's true.
No, that's very true. Yes.
Also, like I just gotta say, like my one final. Oh, did we lose Harrison?
Oh no!
Bye.
Oh no! No, come back.
So much for that nice new camera.
I know, right? It looks so good. I don't know how to fix this.
If you
There must be a timeout.
try
that
blowing
I
on
missed. That's okay. We'll get there.
Yep.
So
can
Street
still hear
Fighter's
you.
whole thing is that they try to have like fighters from around the world, and everyone represents a different nationality. Hey, you're back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
But it's been that way since like the 80s or
90s.
90s or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, 80s.
So-
yeah,
so-
the original, like,
Yeah.
game cabinet one.
So their view of like what other countries are was like very white Americans in the 80s kind of view, and they've like tried to modernize things, but it's still like I have to view this as a joke because it's like vaguely offensive.
Oh, yeah, some of them are
no.
bad. Because they kept a lot of the characters, like, the same through the franchise.
Like
haven't they?
they've modernized the designs. Like Cammy no longer
you're gone.
has like
Why?
Cammy is no longer sporting like a camo thong as her outfit
Oh,
or whatever,
man.
right? But
But that
it's
was part
still
of the whole thing.
it's still like fairly sexualized, and like my new main is, I'm pretty sure, was just made by someone who likes feet. But like I was trying to get into Dalsum because he's like the Indian rep, and I swear when
Yeah.
he wins a match, he does one of these dances and just says the word yoga over and over again. It's like,
Yep. Yeah, but
Only very expensive.
all those fighters are like that, though. I feel like that Tekken's always been that way. Like,
well, it's like the old school ones, right? This is why I wanted my Dragon Ball
Yeah.
fighters. It's just like, give me like, you all need to license like a property that people actually want to
oh
play a
yeah,
game
the
about.
Street Fighter ones, though. But like, I guess my Street Fighter days are Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Like that
Yeah.
was my jam back in the day. You know, the SE. And
It's very similar. It's just as unforgiving now. It just looks prettier.
yeah. Yeah, those were good. That Mortal Kombat like 2, 3, like those were great.
New Mortal Kombat. I'm not normally a fan of that series, but they're gonna have Omni-Man and Homelander as DLC.
Oh wow.
was the leak, so I'm gonna have to give it a shot. Actually,
The stuff that'll come out of that is gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for that.
there definitely needs to be a super where he's like doing the
and then they like just explode. The head explodes.
Or a train. I need a train super for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. I know. I don't know if this was at your Game Fest, but one thing I saw that I was kind of hyped for was the new Final Fantasy.
Yes, Final Fantasy 16 looks very good. I'm not even a Final Fantasy person. I'm probably gonna try it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that too.
It's the different combat and everything system for it too. It's like the Devil May Cry kind of system. Where
wow,
you're
like
like
a JRPG where I don't have to just like mash the X button repeatedly. It's fantastic.
Hack and slash JRPG. Yeah.
Isn't that similar to how? So I haven't played the remake of 7 yet, even though I have it, and I've been meaning to play it.
I've heard 7's combat system is pretty mindless. Like,
oh, is
the
it
7
really?
remakes. 7 remakes.
Yeah, it's you can move around and stuff. It's like it's the midway point between just turn-based and the action. It's like action turn-based. You can move around in position and stuff, but
okay,
you still have to just
you can move around in position in Scarlet or in Legends Arceus too, and that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the same. It's the same.
Hold on.
It's kind of similar to that, where it doesn't matter as much. You can just sit there and just hit A. But 16's going to be like full on
action Devil May Cry style.
And it's not a party system either. Like you can have party members, but they're all AI controlled. They're not. You don't select their moves and tell them what to do.
Right.
Yeah. But it looks pretty sweet, especially like the way they're doing the summons. You know how summons are always a thing in Final Fantasy games.
Isn't that like the whole story is you have these giant summons that are basically nuclear deterrents between countries?
Probably. That's Final Fantasy in a nutshell, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess you like gain the aspect of them kind of thing, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
That's how they like implement it. It's not just you summoning it and it does a big attack.
Oh, sure. So you actually it does more than just show up and punch. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very like Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Seeming.
Yeah. Well, Bayonetta 3 managed to get summons to work pretty well, like giant summons.
Bayonetta,
so maybe they can pull it off.
Ooh.
Yeah,
point.
Bayonetta is just sexier Devil May Cry, I guess, like to a
different
comical extent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Devil May Cry is pretty comical too. So.
Those are, to be honest, those are two franchises, whatever things I haven't played. Neither of them.
Oh really?
Well,
it's very fun. You can put them on
games.
easy mode and just like mash through them and like see the spectacle.
But it's fun. You get the full experience.
Sure.
Yeah. So seeing as your camera's going in and out, and
no, we're good. We actually managed
to stretch it to an hour. Do you want to call it off here?
Yeah, I think we can get to closing up. So
this was a game corner.
Game.
Yeah, we talked about other video games because our main one failed us.
Failed is an accurate term.
We failed it. I don't know, one or the other.
We could have. Anyway, Rowan, tell me when you get to Diablo 4 because I want to do a episode on that.
That would be good. Yeah, I agree. I
thought you were
going
to get it before us. But
so did I. And yeah, it was supposed to be a weekend thing, and I have not had weekends. So
that's very fair. And you'll continue not having weekends.
It's like 100 gigabytes or something, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like my computer's actually holding up. Like I keep meaning to replace it, and it never actually slows down. But it's pretty low on storage. So
I managed to fit it on my Steam Deck, which was very fun.
Nice.
So that and it plays pretty okay on Steam Deck. I gotta do some tweaking, but that's beyond the point. But we'll do an episode on that eventually. On a very personal level, which means that my content will reflect this too. After NAIC, I'm gonna take a breather from Pokemon because every time I'm playing a game right now, I'm like, I should be practicing Pokemon. And I'm not doing either.
That's exactly how I felt too. I think you should never make a game a chore. It's rough. We bought tickets for this thing, so it is a chore.
So we need to we need to make it worth it. You need to at least show up and be respectable.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Me and my parrot.
Okay, squawkabilly respectable. I want to.
I need someone that can like do my hair in that pompadour. I should have been growing it out so I could just show.
That?
No,
well,
that's
we'll
what I should have been.
Find a salon for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have been growing it out, and then I could just show up with the pompadour too.
I could almost make it work. Almost. Wait, no, Rowan can do it. You've got a luscious mane.
Yeah,
I have a lot of hair.
You can be my parrot.
You're gonna need to like spray or like glue that up or something.
You're gonna look like Jotaro. Like,
why can't I think of the term, the product? Whatever. Hair cement. Molding clay. That's it.
super gel.
Anyway, yeah. After NAIC is done, I'm going to be doing some other things. I've got plans adjacent. I've got the inkling of plans. But what I do want to do is especially for Reg D, I think, I want to start streaming on here. Playing some battles, Reg D battles on YouTube. That'll be fun. And we can maybe all do that. At least I will. Because one of us pretends to stream.
Yeah.
And then one of us makes YouTube videos before. Almost regularly. Put those together. That's true. But yeah, we can.
I've gotten a check from Twitch. Okay,
That's real fair. Deal. That's fair. Hey, they lowered the YouTube requirements. We can get a check from YouTube if we try hard. Anyway, all that aside, look forward to stuff eventually. I do want to start doing new things. If you want to give us input on, hey, Game Corner, you should do this, that, and the other thing, let us know. We'll at least consider it. It'll be a thought we have. So that'll be fun. We've got some fun announcements. Speaking of things, we have this weekend. Yeah, this weekend. We have a tournament that we're going to help host, or at least work with. We're going to work with Lily of the Valley. If you are in our Discord, link down below in the link tree, we'll post announcements to it when I have more details and I have the actual sign up. I believe it's going to be on Limitless. It's going to be starting Saturday. I believe day 2 Sunday. It is going to be Regulation C. It is going to be open team sheets. It's going to be NAIC prep. So if you want some good best of 3 practice the weekend before NAIC with your team, sign up there. It'll be super fun. So we're trying to, help them with that tournament. It'll be a good time. Look forward. I'll post this in the Discord as well. But we're going to be guest hosting. Back to the conversation earlier this episode. Little Root Lessons. So that'll be fun next week's episode of them talking about NAIC. We have. Oh no! I realized we have a lot of NAIC to talk about with other people. And we did such a bad job talking about NAIC in our own NAIC episode. Oh, no.
But there's more people to carry the weight. Maybe they'll come in with a plan and an idea that they want to talk about.
What is that word you said? The P word?
Things we don't do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there an echo now? Okay, anyway.
No.
Echo.
Either way, we will be doing a lot of fun stuff there. And then I'll be crashing Pokesports next week, too. So that'll be super fun.
Nice.
Got lots of things coming up. Lots of fun collabs. Lots of thing in the pipeline. But that is us. I have been Harrison. You can find me online at Twitch and Twitter and YouTube at @row_ixon. Stuff eventually, maybe, who knows. Rowan, who are you?
I'm Rowan. I have not put up anything on YouTube in months now. I have, not months, weeks though. I have 3 Malamar things to go through before my eventual downfall in the playoffs. After that, I guess I'll do one on whatever I do at NAIC, and then onwards, maybe some other game content would be nice, right? But if you haven't seen my stuff, Rowan Hall on YouTube, check it out.
Good stuff.
And I've been joined by Who Are You, Sheldon?
This is Captain Unova. Y'all probably know me as Sheldon. You can find me everywhere, Captain Unova or Captain_Unova on Twitter. All the links down below. Easy to find it that way.
You took my thing. All of the links down below. Thank you to RobKTA and Game Chops for the use of our theme song, Goldenrod Game Corner off the Ultraball album. Discord, Patreon, whatever you want to do to join us, support us, have fun with us, play games with us, best of 3 practice, yada yada yada. You can find a bunch of our stuff down below. Until next week, when we will have maybe an idea of a good topic to talk about. Who knows?
Find out next week.
Find out next week. Press start. And game on. Bye. Recording as at an hour right now. We did it, yo.
Boom. Good job, guys.
Somehow. That was rough.
It was a podcast.
Rather, yes.
We made a podcast. We made content. We can say we did content. Yeah, that's fun though.